Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, I want to talk about the Queen. That's right. If you know me at all, you know that I love the Queen. I have always been a fan, and my love for her has continued to grow the more I learn about her. And on the anniversary of her passing, I thought, you know what? I just want to make a video talking about the Queen and remembering her. And I thought you guys could chime in the comments and tell me what you loved about her. And, we'll just honor her together in our own special way. And so I thought I'm just going to put up some fun pictures of her, and in no particular order. It's just photos that I've always enjoyed of her and her with the family, her with the kids, that sort of thing. So take a look at the pictures and let's talk about why we love the Queen and why we miss her so much. So I'm going to try to hold it together on this one. I tend to get emotional when I talk about Her Majesty. I've just always respected the Queen, and the more I learn about her, the more I appreciate her and just her way of everything, her way of ruling, her way of handling things. I think she's a wonderful woman, and I love learning about her. I find her so interesting, and the world suffered a loss on this day. Again, the 8th of September, 2022, unfortunately, is when she passed. So, of course, she was born Elizabeth Alexandra Mary on the 21st of April, 1926, Queen of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth realms. And she became queen on February 6th, 1952. She was born in Mayfair, London, and I'm not going to go over her whole history. A lot of you guys are from the UK, and you could explain it way better than I could. I just felt this need to talk about her again today and remember her, and I remember her every day. She just has such an amazing history. She was 10 years old when she became the heir presumptive. That was when her uncle, Edward VIII, had abdicated. And so her father preceded her, and she was 10 years old. She was 25 years old when she actually became queen. That's when her father passed away in February 1952. And then her coronation took place in 1953. And again, I know you know the story, but I find it so interesting to go back and think about it. So it's reported that her birth, it generated public interest, but she wasn't expected to become queen. Her grandfather passed in 1936, and her uncle, Edward VIII, was the next in line. Well, when he abdicated, of course, he proposed marriage to Wallis Simpson. We know about that. Won't go down that road right now because we're remembering Elizabeth. Anyway, her father, of course, took over, and then, you know how it went from there. And it's only because, it's just interesting history to me, only because Elizabeth didn't have any brothers, she became heir presumptive. So if her parents had had a son, the son would have been heir apparent and above her in the line of succession. And back then it was the male that did that. And of course that comes into play later because she changed it. She made her first radio broadcast at the age of 14 on the BBC's Children's Hour, addressing other children who had been evacuated from the cities. So this all had to do with the Second World War. They wanted to evacuate princesses at the time, Elizabeth and Margaret. They talked about moving them to Canada. The Queen Mother said, no. You're not taking them without me, and I'm not leaving the king. So they all stayed. They moved them to Balmoral for a bit. It sounds like I did a bunch of reading on this, and then they ended up at Sandringham House in Norfolk, but they never ended up leaving, it sounds like. It was on her 21st birthday that she made the now very well-known pledge about, I declare before you that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong. Her iconic speech. She trained and worked as a driver and a mechanic and was given the rank of honorary junior commander. So it was the female equivalent of captain at the time, as part of the second subaltern in the Auxiliary Territorial Service. She met Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark. They announced their engagement in July of 1947 and were married on the 20th of November 1947. It's said that they received about 2,500 wedding gifts from around the world. So, of course, they went on to have 4 children: Charles, Anne, Edward, and Andrew. I mean, again, I don't have to go over the whole history with you. You know it. I know. I just love her. She's the longest reigning monarch. She's kept up with the changing times. Think about everything she went through. It's her versatility that it's just so interesting to me. She ended up out-reigning her great-grandmother, Queen Victoria, who had until then been the longest reigning monarch for 63 years. So she reached a milestone of 70 years in 2022. I love her for her love of animals. I totally get that and share a love of animals. She's well known for supporting hundreds, if not thousands, of charities. She took time to support organizations ranging from wildlife conservation to education, arts, you name it, she supported it. It's actually estimated by theguardian.com that she supported about 3,000 charities worldwide. As I alluded to earlier, she helped overturn a 300-year-old rule winning daughters equal right to the throne. I found this really cool quote that said, basically, the Queen has throughout her reign managed to make people feel that she is the spirit and the soul of the country. That was by Clive Irving, author of The Last Queen, How Queen Elizabeth II Saved the Monarchy. She gives over a maternal feeling. She's a safe pair of hands at the top. No one else has ever been able to convey that she did. She had this ability to appear ubiquitous and still remain an enigma. She was able to accomplish this, it's reported, by avoiding expressing her political views or making controversial statements in public. Historians have said that only she could do things the way she did, including the way she traveled, the way she would bring attention to different places, but also how she would bring attention back home and how she was able to open up her home to people to give them a glimpse as to how they lived. So basically, she's credited with having the foresight to bring them down to earth, to make them more real people, right? Not just these. She gave us a glimpse of things and make them more real to people. Carried on working until the very end. Literally, we have that photo just days before her passing, and she was still working. She was meeting with foreign dignitaries. She was visiting cities around the UK, supporting charities, promoting her kingdom at home and abroad. And it's been said that she groomed Charles on exactly how to step into the role when she did pass. It was at his 70th birthday that in November 2018, where Elizabeth called him a dedicated, respected heir to the throne to stand comparison with any in history, and a wonderful father. So again, I just wanted to make this video just to show my love and respect for the Queen, for the UK, for England, for the people of the Commonwealth. I love you all so much. I appreciate you. I can't wait to read your comments on this one. Tell me how you're remembering the Queen. I did see something so sweet. It sounds like they had a corgi parade in honor of the Queen, which I love. I think it was out in front of Buckingham, which I just think that's so cute. I love corgis as well. I love the Queen. I think that's a fun tradition. Tell me how you'll be remembering the Queen, and just know that I'm remembering her today as well. I appreciate you all so much for being here. I truly do, and I can't wait to read your comments, and I hope you all have the best day. I'm sending you each a hug, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.